to roll that all the way down?
Yes.
Right?
I would keep a 4x4 at least with you, and maybe two of them, because sometimes you might have to stack them on top of each other.
Okay.
Depends on how much slope you've got to move to get this trailer level. If it's a real level area, it's no big deal. But I would still at least put one down.
Okay.
I think I would anyway. I think that's a good idea.
And it works.
And this is all automatic. Has a little light there, and goes up.
Oh, it goes up and down.
And down. Pretty cool, huh?
Holy
You don't
moly.
have to stand there and crank on it. Now, if your batteries go out, you've probably got a tool at home that will do this for you. See that little square deal down there?
Mm-hmm.
Just hook onto that and just start turning it. And you can raise it. It's an override for it, okay? So that if your batteries were to go out and you didn't have any way to get it up or down to get it hooked up, get yourself a tool. That's a little square, it looks like. Yeah, that's square. So just get some sort of a socket to fit onto that square, and a socket wrench with an extension on it.
Okay.
Okay.
So we gotta lift it up to take it out of the ball, right? Of the trailer?
Yes.
Oh, the truck?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
When you pull up with your truck, you're going to have
and then I pull out, and then I drop that thing down to level it.
Yep. When you pull up with your truck, you're going to have this up.
Pick it up, bring it in.
Let's say you're backing into your campsite. This is already up. So it's on the back of your truck. Put a block of wood down and run that down to that block of wood. Undo the latch, pull that back. We'll show you all that out front when we hook you up.
Mm-hmm.
Undo the latch, and then start raising this tongue up. And as soon as it gets off of your vehicle, then you pull it out of the way. Okay. Now, what you want to make sure of before you do that is that the trailer's level side to side. So you get two little bubbles in the bubble levels in the parts store. You put one up here, and you put one right around here. This one will be a level from side to side. This one will be a level from up to down.
Okay.
So when you're in your truck and you're backing up, you're watching this little level here. And if you pretty soon you'll get so good at it, however far that little bubble is off, you'll know, okay, I need 2 inches, I need 4 inches. You'll know, because you'll know what that relates to. You go down and you put them under your wheels, pull up on that block. Now the trailer is level side to side.
Okay, so the wheels have got to be up.
Yep, one way or the other. Right?
On both wheels?
Actually, only one, but I put them on both.
Okay.
Because it makes it more stable.
All right.
I just
because I seen that. I seen people do it on one.
I just stick one in between them for the back tire, and I stick one, and it's easier to pull up on it than it is to back up on it. Okay? So put one in between the wheels, it fits right underneath, about that long, and then one right in the front of the wheels. And then you can even stack those. You can nail a couple of them together.
I seen them. Those
have one little level, and then it goes up
like the Legos.
Now I've got those, and that's the other thing I was going to say. You can also just buy those, and you just put them together.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, that's good. They work really good.
I
I've
know.
used them for 20, 30 years.
Really?
Yeah.
I seen them right. They're like $60. So.
Yeah, that's why I said you could do that, or you can get some 2x6s, and just take a 2x6 and make little step-ups on it. Just do about 3 of them. That gives you 6 inches up now that you could raise the side up.
Okay, so if we're straight like this, or do you recommend put chocks on the tires for rolling?
If you're straight front to back,
yeah, we're good.
Like on this floor, and
we're
it's
good.
leveled this way, but it's down on one side, you have to raise it up. You don't have to chock the wheel.
Oh yeah.
Because the friction of this on the ground is going to hold it, and now
and then all the 4 things around. Yeah.
Chocks. If there's a slope to it, though, yeah, go ahead and put a chock. And that could just be a piece of wood, a little 2x4.
Yeah, but
it's not going to go anyplace.
That's if we're off-road camping.
Exactly. Okay.
All right.
So that's got this all taken care of now, and we'll do all the jacks and stuff out there when we get outside. All right, let's go inside, and we'll get you familiar with what's in here.
They already made it out.
I know.
Now, I made that down so you could see it, and I'll put it back up so you know how it works. It's really simple. It's really a nice little arrangement. In fact, what I have to do is leave these on the side initially, and we get this little table out. slide it out. And then you just raise it up. Let's see. Or tilt it probably would be easier. And pull the legs down until they latch. Okay, once they latch, you're good. Let's see if that latched all the way. Let me flip that back up now. Okay, I'm latched. It's a solid table now. Okay? That would be if you wanted to use it as a table.
Right.
And when you lower it down, all you do is you pull a little, there's a knob over here on this side. Can you see this knob?
Yes.
Pull that knob out, that releases
And it releases
Pull
it.
your foot on this and just start pushing it down.
Okay.
And those will start to collect.
All right.
Okay? And then they just go on these little runners on each side there. All right? Now, what we made the bed with was these back pillows here. And all they do is go right back to where we had them. They're Velcroed, so they stay up.
Yeah.
Slide the table in, and of course the table needs to go this way, so it's easier for people to get into the back part and slide it in there.
And then it's lunchtime.
And it's lunchtime. Now, because that's a freestanding table, I would suggest that you, when you're traveling, that you put it down in the bed position. Okay? Because this thing, these trailers bounce like crazy, and that could just start working its way across here.
Right.
The next thing you know, it's hitting into your cabinets and damaging your cabinets.
Okay.
Okay? So just take it down into the bed. Okay? And we'll do that right now because we'll just put this down. I won't put the cushions down. And then you can see kind of how this goes down too. Once I find that.
I seen it move. I think it's unlatched already. There it goes.
It's over here.
Oh, it's over here.
It's already loose.
There's the little knob right there.
Uh-huh.
And we'll just collapse it back down, like that. And then just slide it into this, you can slide it in this way. You don't have to turn it around the other way this time. Just slide it in underneath those pads. There we go. Right there. Now then that won't go anyplace. Because it's low, it's friction, it's got things on it and so forth, so it's in good shape. Okay? So that takes care of that. I wanted to do that so you guys are aware of it. Okay, we talked about a water pump a while ago. When we're dry camping, you have to turn your water pump on. This is your water pump
This is
switch
how you-
right there. It says water pump. Okay, you turn that on, that pressurizes that water tank and forces the water up to the faucets. Then you have your choice, and before you put either of the heaters on, either the gas heater or the electric heater, you come to your sink and you open the hot water valve and you let it run. When you first turn it on, it's going to spew air and hiss and everything. Okay, that's the air coming out of the line. And your water tank is not full. Probably won't have water in it. So it may on yours because it will be left in from the time before probably. But I always turn that on first. Make sure there's a good flow of water coming out of that. Then you know that the water tank is full. The hot water heater is full. Once it's full because you've got a good flow of water, then you can turn your water heater on, either gas or electric, either one.
So okay, so before you turn on the water heater,
Turn the pump on.
you turn
This
on
is
the
when
pump.
you're dry camping.
Dry
Okay,
camping.
right.
And dry camping means
No hookups.
no hookups.
Yeah.
Dry camping, no hookups. Okay, so you turn the water pump on,
Right.
and then you're gonna turn this on
Turn your hot
first,
water valve on.
and then at the same time as the water's on, you turn on the heater,
Yep.
the water,
Right.
gas
And
and electric.
either one,
Oh, either one.
not both.
Oh, okay.
And if you're dry camping, because you may have, there are some places that you go, you'll have electricity, so you have the option. Most of the time, if you're dry camping, you're going to turn the gas pump switch on and your water heater on. After you know there's water in that tank. What you don't want to do is light that tank up with a flame, a propane flame, and not have any water in it. It's not good for it. Even though it will kick off, it's still not good for it because it gets it too hot too fast. And you want to have water in there to absorb that heat. See, that's the reason for it. Okay?
So
Now,
always
if
make
you
sure there's
don't,
water.
if you're in hookups, you're not going to use either one of these. If you're in hookups, just come in, turn on your electric water heater, unless you want the propane on. But why use your propane? You're paying for the electricity. You might
Yes.
as well use it. So just come in and turn your electric heater on once you've checked to make sure it's full. Okay? That
So
makes sense?
yes. So this is. I could turn this off. Is that the lights?
Yes. That's the exterior lights. That's this. Did you
Outside.
see these
Oh,
lights
okay,
underneath
okay.
here?
That's that.
See where it says exterior
Yeah.
lights? That's this long LED lights.
And
out
then
there.
this
And
one.
interior's in here.
That's your interior. So you turn those off. All your lights go off, but this one up here,
Oh, that one turn off.
that one I think turns off with a switch on it, I believe.
Oh, it's
Right there.
There. Yep.
So those two, or those
Yes,
go with
these
those?
these two as well. Some of them are you have to turn them.
Oh, I
on.
see 'em.
So you'd have those all off, and when you came into your trailer and you turned it on, this is what you're going to have for light. So at least you can see where you're going.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really all you want. Then you can go around and turn all your lights on. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Got the microwave.
Now you're getting ahead of me again.
Yeah,
I don't want to lose you.
yeah. I know.
I don't want to lose you. Because we're getting to some of the important stuff over here.
Okay, right here.
All right, right
Focus
here,
in
your
on
battery.
this.
When you're dry camping, you want to know what your battery condition is. Do I need to start the generator up because the battery's getting low? You push this little button right above battery. This says it's fully charged, but that's because we're plugged into 110 and it's reading the converter. Okay. When you're not plugged in and you don't have your generator on, it'll actually tell you what condition your battery is in. Okay, and if it's getting down in here to low or fair, you might want to turn your generator on and start charging it up. Okay, so that's that.
The tester.
That's your battery, and then this is your freshwater tank, and we've got about a third of a tank of water in our freshwater tank. That's our black water tank. That says there's about 2/3 in it, and your gray water tank is empty. Okay.
Gray water.
Gray water. That's your sinks and all of that
That's
sort of stuff. That's all of this stuff. All right. So that's your meters where you can read your water, your things that you got there, and your battery. So you'll know by looking at this what condition your battery is in.
Okay.
After a while, you won't have to even look at that because you'll know that after 2 days of camping, that battery's going to be pretty low.
Right.
Or however long it lasts. You'll know pretty soon. Because the first time you'll go out, you'll be watching this to see. And when you see it's getting pretty low, then just remember in your head, oh, we were out here 2 days. So it took 2 days for it to go down. And you'll start knowing, okay, I just go out each day when we're dry camping and I'll turn the generator on for 2 or 3 hours is all.
Yeah.
During the middle of the day. Then I don't have to worry about it. It's always charged up then. So, but everyone does it a little differently. So that's what that is. This is your awning. That is extend and retract. And it's so nice now because all you do is just go to retract and push the button and hold it. Okay? And it'll come all the way in. If you release it, it'll stop. So you can take it in as far as you want to. Let's say it's getting windy outside, and you get it up about that close, and it's not affecting it much. So
Okay,
you can leave
great.
it out there.
Yeah, it's good to know that one.
Yeah. Or the other thing, when you're going out with it, and there's a tree off in the corner over here, and you're standing here watching that tree, you don't want it to hit that tree, so you can stop at any time. You just release it. Okay. So that's the way that works. All right. And we'll do the slide out after we're done doing everything else.
Okay.
Okay? Because if we pull a slide out in it, it closes it off pretty much in here. And we want to close that light off out here now as well. No, that's the interior. That's the exterior. That's the one we'll close off.
The neons.
So we got that. Awning is in, lights are out. Okay. Now then, we come around to the sink. I want you to see that we've got hot water here. You can feel it.
Ooh, wee.
Pretty hot. Okay. So the hot water
Cup of noodles.
Water heater is working. And then we just got cold water out.
Dang.
Okay. Now this is really nice for you because it gives you extra draining board space when you're not using the sink.
Is this a cutting board too?
Yeah, it's a cutting board.
I think you can use it as a cutting board. It feels like it is. So, yeah, that's what you do there. Your curtains, blinds, you can drop them down. I suggest one of two things when you're traveling. Either hook the blinds in these little hooks down here so they don't swing back and forth, or pull them up all the way into the box. Okay? Either
Or
way.
pull them up.
Either one. whichever you prefer. If you don't want the sunlight coming in, then you can put them down and close them. The windows open and lock like that. Okay? You got a 110 outlet there. We already know that light works. Your little microwave. You can hear it, it's working, and I can see it's turning in there. I suggest when you're traveling in the trailer that you keep this little plate in a drawer someplace, or a little place where it will be safe. You can even put it down in there. And I would
with some towels or something.
my wife puts a dish towel around it.
Yeah,
exactly,
there you go.
Exactly. So, you know, you could lay it down in there with the dish towel around it there, and it'd be perfectly safe. These things bounce. You can't believe it. If you rode in one of these while he was driving, it would shock you how much it's bouncing and moving and all over the place. These can come flying out of there. They could break that glass there and fly out and break and fall on the floor. So just put them someplace else. So right now,
let's put it somewhere else.
where we want to put it.
Maybe in here.
You know, here's either there or there's a drawer, a smaller drawer down here.
Look at this. I want to put it in here. Oh, what's this?
That's your, pull that out. You may want to look at that. That's your triangles. Yeah, let's just, this would be a good place to put that right there. I want to look in here anyway and see if there's any of the keys in there. This is mostly your manuals. Usually that's all that's in there. But
maybe you could look what that thing is in the back for.
this is something we can really look at and really find out a lot about your trailer. Yeah, there's no keys in there. So there's one other place. They're starting to put them now, which is a good idea. I'll let you zip that up. It's right on the food track down here.
Okay, we got a remote control right here for the radio, probably.
You got a remote control there?
For the radio, it looks like.
Okay, there's no keys down here. And I didn't think I saw anything. So I'm going to check again. Oh, there's a key. Is that on there? Nope, this is totally. Nope, there's no keys down there. Okay. So we'll look through every cupboard, every drawer, everything, just to see if they're in here. I couldn't find them. So
And the keys we're looking for is for what?
keys to lock the doors and all that stuff. There'll be some keys someplace.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure of that.
Maybe up in here.
Okay. So we did the microwave, we did the fan and that. To light your stove, this is what you'll be doing. You turn it to light. And you just turn that little guy over. That's your lighter.
Oh, okay.
And that one works as well. And then you adjust it down. Now for your information, cooking with propane is much hotter than cooking with natural gas. So you'll learn pretty quickly. You'll have a tendency to burn things. Turn the temperature down. If it says 225, cook it at 200. And then you won't have a problem. But you'll get the hang of that real quick. Okay, all the ovens have to be hand lit. And the reason for that is OSHA does not want propane or fire burning in a trailer when somebody forgets to turn it off.
Oh, okay.
Because that's too dangerous and they don't want that. But it's real simple. You just hold this a little deal like this down there. It's already lit.
I see it.
See it under there? And then you push in on this while you're doing that. And then you can release it when that coupler heats up a little bit. Thermal coupler, and then you just turn that on, and she lights right up. All right?
Okay. So where did you light it at?
Okay, I'll show you. In fact, I'll turn it back to the pilot light, and I'll leave it burning. Should be back to just the pilot light now. You see that right down there?
So that's what you want to light?
Yeah, and I'll get this out.
It's like a little nipple right there.
Yeah, there's a little rod that sticks out. That's called a thermal coupler. Okay? See that little rod that's sticking out right down there? I'm going to turn it off now all the way. There's a little rod right there. I'm pointing right at it. Okay, when I turn this on, if we let it go long enough on that, it will get red hot. And that's what it's for. So it ignites the... Okay, I'll hold it there for
Okay, I see it.
You see where it's lighting up? Pretty soon, that'll start to turn red because it gets real hot. Now, a lot of times you have to wait until it's really red for it to work, but most of them now, they'll work a lot sooner than that. and then you just go ahead, let it out, and then turn it on around, and she lights right up
Wow.
Boom.
to whatever temperature you want. Okay.
And there goes the turkey.
And there goes, I don't think you get a very big.
I know, it
turkey
has to
there,
be,
though.
has to be a small
Man.
turkey.
I was cooking turkey yesterday, of course. Really, my gosh. 20-pounder.
Wow.
Okay. Refrigerator. Boy, you don't have to do anything on this. You just come to push the button on. Okay, that's off. And when you come into the trailer, you push it on. It'll go to either propane or electric.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why whenever you're at home and you're hooked up to electric and you're cooling this off so you put your food in it, then all of a sudden you take the electric off because you're going to drive away with it. Make sure that your propane is on. Turn your propane on and then it'll just keep right on going.
The
Just keep-
propane?
yeah, up front in those little bottles that are up front.
Yeah.
That's what this runs on, propane or electric.
So while we're driving, we could leave it on?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Gosh, your food would rot.
Yes, yes,
If
yes,
you drive
yes.
for 6 or 8 hours in a hot area, it wouldn't be
And
good.
if we go without hookups or nothing, how long does propane, those 2 tanks last? Like
Oh,
4
they'll
days,
last-
a week?
You won't use those 2 tanks up in a year.
That's nice.
Propane it's amazing. Everybody asks me that question. They think, oh my gosh, I'm going to use so much of that. Oh, wow. You can't even believe it. You hardly use any at all. I've got a little bit bigger tanks because I got a 35-foot fifth wheel. But I think I maybe fill one of those once a year.
Wow.
I've never had to fill 2 of them in a year's time.
Right.
Wow.
And I've been gone sometimes for 6 weeks in it. So
Jeez.
yeah,
nice.
it just lasts. You just can't believe how long it lasts.
Wow.
Pretty amazing. So you don't have to worry about that. Costs you probably to fill that tank, probably $12 to $15 at the most to fill each tank. You know, $12, $15 in a year's time is nothing.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
So that's cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's not costing you anything. Yeah, for sure. So as long as you see that green light, everything's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
If a red light comes on, it's either your electricity's not hooked up and your propane is off.
Mm.
Okay. Or
So
the
it turns
propane.
red, okay.
Yeah,
That's
it'll
warning.
show you, warning you that's not turned on. So that's why I say the day before you want to start loading it, turn this on. Plug the trailer in, let it turn on the refrigerator, and let it start cooling off. So she can come out the next morning if she wants to, and it'll be ready to go. And then you can load it all up. If you work as well, then you can do it the morning, the day before you're going to go. Just do it that morning, and then
Right.
by the time you get home from work, it'll be ready to go. You can load it up.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you don't want to have to be loading up the whole trailer the day you want to go. Because usually you like to get out a little early.
Yeah, yeah,
Beat
big
the
time.
traffic and get out to where you're going. You get excited and you're ready to go camping. I've been doing this for over 52 years. And
Wow.
I love it. There's nothing, I don't care about going to fancy resorts or anything. Just give me my trailer and let me go.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Whereas these trailers now are like condos on wheels, you know.
Yes.
They've got every comfort that you have at home. They're just so
Seen that,
nice.
yeah.
Okay, so that's your freezer. You know that's cold. You can stick your hand in there and feel
Oh, I
it.
can feel it.
Holy moly.
I can feel it.
Get a Budweiser out of there.
You just have to open it up and feel it, yeah. It's cold. Now, you're not going to be using it right away, are you?
No.
Would we go home? Okay, let's go ahead and turn it off because there's no sense in using the propane or
Right.
electricity or whatever. All right, so we got that covered. We're going to work our way around just like we did outside. You know, I won't miss anything, hopefully. And I said that hopefully. Here's your wardrobe. Now, you know, I don't have to tell you this. That's her wardrobe. Right? You put your
shucks.
t-shirts and shorts over here. Right? That's the way it's going to
Yeah.
work. I'm
I
just going to
know.
warn you ahead of time.
Yeah.
Every time I pack, I come home wearing the same stuff.
You know, and that's what cracks me up. My wife will fill the closet with the stuff, and I said, well, you don't need all that. We're only going for 4 days. But if only, what if it rains? What if it gets hot? I gotta have the if onlys. I go out with shorts and t-shirts, and that's it.
That's
I put my
it.
stuff in one little section of it. And she's got the whole wardrobe. That's why I kid people about it.
That's
I,
right.
co- I
Kind of
come
the way
back
it
home
works.
wearing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. This is the way your toilet works. Now, to fill the toilet, to use it, because your toilet at home, when you go get ready to go to the bathroom, it's got water in the toilet bowl because it's got a chest behind it. We don't have that benefit with RVs. So you have to press down on this pedal just a little bit.
Oh, to get the water going.
it fills the toilet with water, and then when you're done, you flush it, and that rinses it all down. And that's when I say let the water run a little bit. It doesn't hurt it, just let it. You'll have to dump maybe a little sooner, but you're going to have lots of water in there. It's going to make it a lot easier to flush it out.
Yeah.
And that's where you will, I think, we just lost power out there for our, because you see the lights dim a little bit. We're all on battery now. We're on battery, so I'll go turn that back on. This is where you will put in chemicals after he's dumped, and he said, "Okay, I'm done." And then he's going to let the water run a little bit. That's going to put some water in there, and then you'll just dump a couple of ounces. Just open this valve up and just dump a couple of ounces of the chemical down there, and then you're all done. It's finished. And my wife usually is in cleaning all this up, cleaning the shower and the sink and the toilet. By the time she gets that done, I'm usually done with the dumping. She just does it. Okay, so that's how that works. Go ahead, you turn
That's
those
the
on.
air.
Yeah, that's the air that just came out. I'm going to go outside, excuse me, and turn our power back on.
Should I stop?
No.
Have it all in one
You
recording.
can pause it right now because he's out there.
What do you pause it?
Your propane and carbon monoxide detector. That's always low on the floor
Sandra.
because that is heavier. Propane and carbon monoxide is heavier than air, so it always goes to the floor.
Okay, what is it gonna do? Ring or light up?
Ring like crazy.
Okay,
So
that's
you're going to
one.
know right away, we got a problem, we got to get out of this trailer and then fix the problem, turn the propane off.
Okay.
And
If there's a
stuff
leak of
outside.
propane going around here.
Yeah.
Plus,
No
it's
more
gonna
carbon
smell too,
monoxide.
right?
No.
We
It's
won't smell it.
But actually, that's an added smell to it, and they add it purposely, a rotten egg smell, so it's irritating.
good.
You wouldn't want to live in it. But the reason for that is for safety purposes, because propane has no smell at all naturally.
Yeah.
You could come out, you would never know it. You'd be sound asleep, and you wouldn't wake up.
Okay.
So that's not good. Alrighty,
that's
so we
what
got
that is.
that. Yep,
Very cool.
exactly. Now our radio back here, and this is some of the stuff that controls your antenna up there, that wine guard, the dish that's up there. I think that's what that is, and it works. The guys had it working a little bit earlier. Put your radio, turn this on, and this has got speakers inside and outside. Let me turn it back to channel. I think I programmed. No, I must not have. Let me get a station here. Okay, now that should be programmed on that. There you go. Okay. All you do is dial in the stations that you like and hold one of these buttons down, and you'll store it in that button. Okay. There you go. Push it. Hold it. There you go. It's now on 2. So you go back to the one I programmed. Go ahead. Go to 3.
That's pretty good.
Now you got 3 channels, and you might want to take mine off because it's classical music.
No, that's
I don't
us.
think you're
That's
gonna like
us.
Classical music is nice sometimes.
Yeah, it is really nice. Sometimes.
We'll leave these for the girls.
There you
We
go.
got a 17-year-old and a 22.
You guys have a 17-year-old or 22-year-old?
Yes.
Holy cow.
And
Did you
they're
start
all,
having kids when you were 5? You guys
Yeah.
don't look anywhere near that old enough to have those kids.
thank you, yeah.
That's crazy. You fooled me on that one. I would never guess that. Oh my
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. You look good.
God. Okay, here's your zones. Okay, A
I can't help
is
it.
in here.
This is punishment kale.
This is I can't believe it's not butter. Less fat, fewer calories.
I think-
Tastes
What zones?
amazing.
What does that mean?
I can't
Inside
believe
or
it's so
outside?
good.
Oh.
Oh, right here. It's outside.
Hear it outside now? But I turned this one off in here.
Yeah, it's out here. Yeah.
Okay, now let's see if we've got one on the C channel. I don't think so. Yeah, we don't.
Beautiful diamonds.
So
to add
A is inside
Starting
A is
at
inside.
$99.
is
It's
outside.
outside.
Diamond earrings.
And you can use them either one or both.
And what's C?
C is, this is what came up when I put it on C.